Hi YouTube, this is Big to Little Daisy, and I wanted to give you an update. A lot of you guys have been asking for updates, and I've been trying to do this video for weeks now, and I keep on deleting it and contemplating to do it again, and I haven't, so here it is. I'm 5.5 months out. I'll be 6 months on the 28th, excuse me, of August will be my 6th month. But as of today, I'm 5.5 months out. Started my journey at 250 pounds, and I'm currently at 177 as of yesterday. So that is a total weight loss of about 73 pounds. Um, I'm ecstatic. I'm happy. Um, I'm happy to have lost so much weight already. Part of me is wondering and thinking 6 months out if I'm at the point that I need to be at. And I'd love to get some commentary on other people, what they were at 6 months out, how many pounds they lost. I do know that a lot of people that are higher up, let's say 400, 300, 400 pounds, they lose a lot in the first 6 months. Obviously, I was at 250 pounds. Having lost 70 pounds is a lot in 6 months. Um, but I want to get some feedback to see if, I'm a little bit behind or if I'm fine. Um, but yeah, I started off my journey. It was about 20 size pants were 20 stretch and they were tight, so I would say from 20 to a 22. I'm currently wearing, I would say, anywhere from 12 to a 14. The majority of my clothes that I have are, I would say, 14s. The 16s are loose on me, so I have to clean those out. I still have some of those around. Um, 14s are good, but I am fitting into some size 12s already. Um, what else? I've gone through my closet probably at least, well, let's see, 20, I would say about 3 to 4 times already, cleaning out my clothes. And I've given some of those away. I've put some on Craigslist, donated some of that. Um, I really wanted to give them away so that other people, they can't afford and they're large or heavy set can have clothes, because it is difficult to find clothes once you're that big, and it's not affordable. So I gave some of that away. And what else? One of the things I want to talk about is my hair loss. As you can see, I always had this here, which is a cowlick, but I've definitely lost a lot of hair, and I'm still losing hair. And um, at this point, being almost 6 months out makes me nervous, because you hear about losing your hair about 3 to 4 months. I did lose a little bit, but I have lost a lot of hair, and I can see it. Like, I have very little hair here and here. I look like I'm sickly because my hair's falling out. But whenever I shower, whenever I brush it, right now I put some conditioner. It's kind of flat, but it's always been flat. But try to get some moisture into it because it's brittle kind of as well. I'm going to try to start taking the biotin again, because I had stopped doing that and I wish I hadn't. And I do need to up my protein. I do eat a lot. The majority of what I eat is protein. Like, I'm still eating fish, chicken, meat, and then after I eat vegetables, very minimal carbs. If I do have carbs, maybe fruit. Every once in a while, like if I go somewhere and somebody offers me something, I'll take something itsy bitsy and eat it. Um, but the majority of what I'm eating is protein. But I have not been doing those protein shakes, so that may be what is causing this hair loss. But I mean, 70 pounds in 6 months is a lot of weight, and I had never lost so much weight that fast. And so I would assume, and I thought that my hair would fall out. But I want to talk about some other things too. Um, I've been with my partner for about 4 years now, and we had gotten engaged about 3 years ago. And We are actually going to get married on the 27th, so it's a couple weeks away, and I've been really busy planning that. And I've got my dress, I've got my shoes, my veil, everything um, is good. And I'll definitely have to post some pictures on OH and show you some pictures on here. Um, but I did like a montage for myself, and I put it on OH about what I looked before and what I look like now, and it's just crazy when I look at myself um, at what point I had gotten to. Um, in some of my previous videos at the beginning, I had told you guys that I had been at this point like 180, 170 pounds in the past with me having taken phentermine for, I would say, 6 months to a year period. I was able to lose that much weight. But then I had, some issues with my thyroid, and I could no longer take it. I kind of maintained at a 180, probably about 185 or something when I got pregnant, and then it just got up to like 260 something when I was pregnant, and then I was always at that weight, and it's my son's 3 years old, so. So right now I'm at a stage where I was at previously. There's a lot of people in my life that have never seen me at this weight. Obviously my family and the people I've known for a longer time have seen me, but there are a lot of people here, acquaintances, people that we go out with, that I've known for like these last 3 or 4 years, that they haven't seen me at this weight. So I will say that the very first 2 months or 3 months, I would say 3 months, when I first had that huge initial drop, which was about 40 to 50 pounds, I got a lot of compliments. Well, I got a lot of compliments of, wow, you've lost some weight. Oh, wow, you've lost some weight, some weight. Now it's like, it's just dramatic. I mean, I would say, yes, I have had a small wow factor, because I am back at that point where I can actually wear the clothes that I wore before. And there's a lot of clothes that I was wearing before. They're too big for me already. So that right now is a wow factor for me. Kind of thinking, wow, what am I going to look like? Because I've never been, smaller than like 170, 165. So me getting to that point, at this point is just crazy for me. I don't have a picture of myself. Any pictures of me are in my head of what I'm going to look like. So that's a wow factor for me in the months to come. But for people that haven't seen me, a couple of weeks back, I had gone to 2 different parties, and these are 2 different comments that I've gotten. The first one was, obviously people are wanting to know what's going on. How did I lose all this weight? The first one was, I can't remember the first one, because at this point I'm thinking about the second one. But the second one was the second party we went to, and that's kind of was a wow factor for everybody. I hadn't been away from partying for a couple of months, and went out, and I walked into the party with my fiance and my son and everything, and I had on a skirt and a nice little blouse from Express, and it was nice, some high heels and everything, and I had my hair down, everything, and they looked at my fiance and they're like, hi, and then they just turned to me and they were like, they couldn't quite figure out who I was, yet there was still some kind of similarity to me, and they were like, hi, but then I didn't quite realize it at first until I actually got some comments from 2 different people. The first one was from my brother-in-law, soon-to-be brother-in-law. He comes, I was like, come here, and he comes up to me and he's like, hi. He's like, how you doing? And he's kind of like at a come on voice, and he looked at me, kind of strange, and he took a moment, and he said, you're my sister-in-law? And I said, yeah. And I had seen him maybe about 2 months before, maybe even a little bit more, but he's like, what did you do? He's like, you look great, you're beautiful. And I said, well, thank you. He's like, yeah, I didn't recognize you. He said, I was about to come on to you. So that was one of those wow factors And then I had another guy that is also an acquaintance that has known me for a couple years, and I hadn't seen him in a while, and he kept on looking at me, but he didn't, I was, saying hi to everybody, and he didn't, say anything to me, didn't say hi or anything. And then I was walking beside, I was like, excuse me, can I go to the bathroom or something? I was gonna take my son to the bathroom, and he looks at me and he's like, is this your son? I said, yeah. He's like, oh wow, he's so cute. And I didn't think, he just kind of looks at me weirdly. And then, a couple minutes went by, or 30 minutes went by, and then he came and sat at the table where we were at the Mercy. And he's like, Daisy, he's like, wow, you've lost a lot of weight. He says, you look great. I didn't recognize you. He said, I was scared for a minute. He said, I didn't even know. I thought, your fiance had walked in with somebody else, and that's, and then kind of triggered in my mind. That's probably why he asked me if that was my son. So that's just kind of crazy where there's some people that and you stop seeing them for a couple months, and then now all of a sudden they don't recognize you, and hey, that start hitting on you. But definitely is a wake up call for my fiance. Um, he always told me, he liked big girls. He didn't really want me to lose a lot of weight because he likes, thick women. But it's a wake up call for him. Um, a lot of friends of his are definitely making comments. A lot of girlfriends of mine and acquaintances are making comments about how good I look. And then we went out this past weekend to go dancing, and another guy, he'd seen me at that party. He hadn't said anything, but when we were dancing, he comes to me. He's like, "Wow, Daisy, you skinny mini." He's like, "You look great." He's like, "You're a hot mama," and I was like, "Wow." But these are people that are acquaintances, like I said, people we hang out with, and they're people that I have gotten comments and that I have felt uncomfortable with because of the fact that the crowd that we hang out with, there are a lot of good looking women, small women that are able to wear those mini skirts, the shirts, nice things to go out to clubs and to get-togethers. And I have felt shunned in the past. So at this point, um, there are mixed feelings because I feel good. I still have a lot of insecurities, but also part of me feels sadness because of the fact that I knew that this was going to happen, and that's what I wanted for it to be more accepted. But it's sad that you're not accepted until you look good. People don't want to be around you. They don't want to hang out with you. They don't want to see you as the in crowd until you look like them, or you look like you would fit into their group. And it's frustrating because my fiance, he is skinny, but some people just need to realize that they have to take time to actually get to know you, and it's not just about your appearances. But I'm obviously aware that people like that are not my friends, they're acquaintances, like I said. And but yeah, that's something that's changed. um, I had mentioned before that my shoe size had gone down. I was at a 9, 8.5. I can go to an 8. Unfortunately, I have a bunion on one foot, and so a lot of the shoes that I wear are 8.5 because of that bunion on one foot. But they are kind of loose, a little bit long. But if not, I would be in an 8. And there are some shoes that I do wear an 8, like the bridal shoes that I bought, because they're a little bit wide on the front. They're an 8. But what else? Um, I have become, or have started to see jiggly wigglies. Obviously, in between my thighs. Um, a lot of us big women, our inner thighs rub together, so I do have some darkness there. As I become skinnier, obviously there's more space, and so that darkness is more visible. Hopefully that will go away, and I have stretch marks. And stretch marks, they don't get better, you just have to treat them.